Today I'm at Shelby Iron Works. This is a historical place in Shelby County, Alabama, located in a town called Shelby in Shelby County, Alabama. So this place was a blast furnace during the Civil War, one of 7 that was operational before the Civil War, and one of 17 during the Civil War. This furnace was destroyed in Wilson's raid during the Civil War, and it was destroyed, made unable to make steel. This was one of the several steel producers that made cannonballs and guns and weapons for the war effort. This place was destroyed in 1865. It was rebuilt later, but none of the rebuilt furnaces ever really had success after the war. Birmingham just turned into a boom operation. It was easier and closer to, it was easier to move the coal to Birmingham instead of moving the iron ore to where the coal was. This here is iron ore here. So the iron ore would come from Birmingham, from Red Mountain. That was where the iron mines were. And so we just started building Sloss furnace, and several of the other furnaces really just took over production, and these smaller furnaces couldn't keep up. High grade H&W company. The other one I saw said Southern something. Webster. Several different brick makers building. And you've got a lot of these red brick that don't have a name, but these jokers are really old. So this is some of the slag from an overflow, where it overflowed from the cast. So they would make a cast and pack it full of sand and then pour into it, and this was the overflow. So this is some of the pig iron stuff. This is what they were using to make stuff. That's a piece of iron here. Still looking for a whole brick. Still trying to find the main blast furnace. It was destroyed, and it was, so it's just really rubble now, but I haven't found the main pile of rubble unless that's what's at the front. But this is where they would have poured the steel into casks. So these here are foundations for the casts, and you see the big holes above here. The steel would have come in little cars on tracks above and been rolled over and then poured through the holes into the casts that would have been up here in the shape of whatever they were pouring it for, whether it was cannonballs or naval ship parts or whatever they were pouring. And then this would have been a hallway, and so you could have retrieved what you were making down these tunnels, these hallways here, another one on the other side. Come in, turn, take whatever you had built with a piece of machinery, put it on a track. Pretty sure there was tracks running down through here, and then you could get it out with machinery, whether it was steam or some type of an animal pulling it. I don't know. A lot of times it would be mules moving things around on tracks. But I still want to find the main furnace. And I want a whole brick. I found a lot of partials. There's been a couple hundred years of people digging through this place, so all the good bricks are gone. Well, that's a nasty hole. Not sure what this was. May have been a water tank. It's got wooden walls. It's crazy that the wood is still intact. Wow. That's crazy. So I'm noticing that there was about a 5-inch layer of concrete here that's been broken out. It went over and attached to there. So there was a floor to this, and that was part of what was destroyed all the way around. Well, that's all the concrete that you see in the bottom. So they didn't knock the whole structure down, but part of making it unusable was tearing out the whole floor. So I guess the hallway was about this level here. And you can see there's little structural steel coming out at the same level under those beams there. So this thing had a floor to it, and the floor was knocked loose and destroyed. I wonder what they used to destroy it. Possibly dynamite. I don't know. It would have taken a lot. I don't know what kind of machinery they had in 1865. Would have been a steam engine. They have been men with sledgehammers for all I know. But they cut through I-beams. A lot of work went into this place, and a lot of work went into destroying it. War. Let me keep looking. We have found the original blast furnace. I just missed it walking in. Also found a piece of iron ore here. You can see remnants of it all up in this hill. Wish I had a picture of the original. That would be cool. The blast furnace was made out of individual bricks. And they just have massive amounts of bricks piled up, and they would burn coal inside there and then put this iron ore in it at extreme heat, and that would melt the iron ore, and then you'd get a liquid lava come out, and you would take that and you would carry it back to where I was earlier when they would pour it into casks, and they'd have these big kettle pots that were made out of a concrete and brick mixture, and you pour it in there and it would be insulated, and then you'd travel with it back to the cast area. This tree growing up right here is at least 150 years old, growing out of the rubble. There may have actually been two furnaces here. This is a good 100 feet away from the other, what appeared to be the entrance. So much brick. There's another furnace close to my house at Briarfield Ironworks Park, and it was preserved. They built a structure over it, but you can't get as close as you can to this one. You can crawl all through this one. This is cool. Might not supposed to be doing this, but there's no fences or signs. Smaller furnace. Obviously destroyed. This whole area out here is just scattered with brick, like you see there. There was multiple furnaces going here. This was not a furnace. You can tell by how clean the brick is up here. This never got burned in. This was just a kind of a structural support. Kyoto Star 16. Let's see, 17. That's a 17. Toyota Star 17. Made these guys mad. Standing here looking for bricks and I was standing in an ant bed. Looked down and my shoe was moving. Digging through a pile over here where they've come through with a piece of machinery and bulldozed some stuff, and I found a piece of the original cast. Looks like it was a cast for a gear of some type. So this is like concrete. And pretty cool though. This is very old. I'm gonna keep this. Also found some bricks with writing on them over here. We've got Hearth and Bosch, H&W company. This one's pretty big. I took some of this mortar off here. All I can see right now is YES. Haven't seen one of those out here. Here's the bottom side of a blast furnace here. You can see this is the outside wall. This is a smaller furnace, but you can see how it turns the brick to glass here from the heat. And we've got over a foot of glass in the bottom of this thing. This is where they poured sand in it, and that sand just turns to glass with the extreme heat. Really cool black glass there. All these bricks are just fused together here. These all say Lag-Lead King St. Louis. L-A-G-L-E-D. L-E-D-E. Lag-Lead. Frank L. Crown. Frank L. Crown. good and cold. It was beautiful. That's the cistern. Water mostly just goes back in the ground right here. You can see it. It's not a pond out there. It's wet, but that's weird. This would be a good swimming hole. Cold swimming hole. My battery is dead, 1%, but I have found this cool old cabin way off in the woods, full of old windows and doors. There's an old window pane here. So I found an old building over in the woods. Scary spot, kind of in a swamp. I'm gonna stick the camera in there, see if we can't see around. Scared to put my arm in there. See if I can't find a window on the other end. So I did find another window. This place is creepy. Scares me. So I'm not for sure, but I think I found the old company store just off in the woods. But just a really cool old building. The front entrance is still pretty intact. The roof is falling in. I got to look in the window back from the back. But just such a cool old spot. Another side door around there. I can imagine people just sitting on this porch playing checkers and telling stories. A lot of memories through this place. Oh my. Look at the old doll. Yeah, a lot of history here. Well, I've enjoyed my time here at Shelby Ironworks. I'm sure there's more to find here, but I'm out of time for today. I'm out of battery. I'm charging with my JBL speaker. Just a really cool spot here. A lot of cool finds today. Before I send you off, look how this entrance is like it's been poured with molten steel over the concrete. I don't know what else that would be, unless it's I don't know what that is. But it looks like steel poured out. Maybe. That's crazy. Unless it's just a colored concrete. An old bridge over the little swamp here. There's the spring right over there, and it just kind of feeds all this and keeps it soggy. Scary old place to me though. Alright, that's it. We're gonna get home and edit this and get it out to y'all. Meerkats out.